Hi everybody, it's Wednesday again, which means it's Words on Wednesday. And we're still in this profound season of Lent where we're journeying towards the cross, that ultimate sacrifice, and we're all getting ready for Easter, for resurrection, for new life. Now today I want us to think about the wilderness and the desert. It seems like a long time since I've seen any sand whatsoever. Now, whenever geographical places are mentioned in scripture, you can look at it as a metaphor as well. Now, in Matthew 4, verse 1, it says, Jesus was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness. So, when was the last time you felt you were in the wilderness? Were you in a physical place, which you would describe as the wilderness? Or was it a spiritual experience? Have you been in a physical desert, but also have you had an experience of a spiritual kind of desert, a spiritual dryness, everything around you seeming to be dry and you needing your thirst quenched? Now, I Googled the word wilderness, and wilderness is described as this: an uncultivated, uninhabited, and inhospitable region. So this can be a spiritual metaphor, can't it? Uninhabited, feeling alone, uncultivated, maybe being surrounded by things which don't appear to be in any order whatsoever, maybe a sense of chaos or a sense that you might be lost. And inhospitable, certainly not a comfortable place to be, is it? So Matthew 4 verse 1, Jesus was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness. Not just a place, but a spiritual experience. So this is, these are some words which are called a wilderness blessing. So if you'd like to sit back, let these words just run over you, listen and see what God might actually be saying through these words, through this wilderness blessing. Let us say this blessing began whole. It began complete upon the page. And then let us say one word loosed itself and another followed it in turn. Let us say this blessing started to shed all it did not need, that line by line it returned to the ground from which it came. Let us say this blessing is not leaving you. This blessing is not abandoning you to the wild that lies ahead, but that it is loath to load you down on this road where you will need to travel light. Let us say perhaps this blessing became the path beneath your feet, the desert that stretched before you, the clear sight that finally came. Let us say that when this blessing at last came to its end, all it left behind was bread, wine, and a fleeting flash of wing. Matthew 4 verse 2. He fasted 40 days and 40 nights. These words are called Where the Breath Begins. Think of that wilderness place. Think of that desert place as you listen to these words. Dry and dry and dry in each direction. Dust dry. Desert dry, bone dry. And here in your own heart dry. The centre of your chest, a bare valley stretching out every way you turn. Did you think this was where you had come to die? It's true that you may now need to do some crumbling, that some things you have protected may want to be laid bare, that you will be asked to let go and to let go and to let go. But listen, this is what a desert is for. This is what the wilderness is for. If you have come here desolate, if you have come here deflated, then thank your lucky stars, the desert is where you have landed. Here where it's really hard to lie. Here where it's really hard to hide. Here where it is unwise to rely on your own devices. Here where you will have to look and look again and look close to find what refreshment waits to reveal itself to you. I tell you, though it may be hard to see it now, this is where your greatest blessing will find you. In the desert, in the wilderness. In the wilderness and in the desert. In the uncultivated, in the uninhabited, in the inhospitable regions. I tell you, this is where you will receive your life again. I tell you, this is where the breath begins. So take care, everybody. God bless, and we'll speak soon.